Hi guys, Jon Zickert from the Jon Zickert Group at Real Estate One here with two friends, Hayden Bretsky, welcome.
Thank you.
And Raquel Huddleston.
Hello.
Both are realtors on the team, and we couldn't be happier to chat with you today. Being the waterfront experts means a lot to us. And today we just want to share a few topics with you. And the question I have for each of you is, what does being the waterfront expert mean to you? So Raquel, if you could share just one thing, I know there's a million things. What's that mean to you?
I think the thing that I love to do for buyers is the due diligence and to help them, to identify things, because when you're looking at waterfront, you're looking at a lot of things that need your attention. So having a background, my family having an excavating company, I kind of started out early watching critical, what's critical dunes, what's high risk erosion, what are things that people need to know. And then you add in the inland lakes with Crystal Lake watershed overlay, and it's just fun collecting as much data as possible to present to the buyer. And then I think what's really important for our group that we've done so well is creating this database of connections. Right. So when a person needs a dune expert, we know who to send them to. If someone needs, to speak to a township, we know, where to send them. So I think buyers really benefit from the database and the connections that we've made.
I think having that database makes you stay in your lane. We're very,
yes.
We're not excavators. We're not, although, some of us are married to excavators, right? We have a family background. We're not surveyors. We're not home inspectors. Mm-hmm. We're not electricians, all that kind of stuff. So we have a team of professionals to help you answer those questions. I think what you're saying is you be based on your experience, and everybody on the team can get to a waterfront property and tell you as a buyer what you should be worried about or what you should do some due diligence on, and then connect you with the right people.
Definitely. And I think buyers sometimes want us to be like, well, what do you think? Well, I'm not the expert, but I know who is, and here's where we can go. So I think some people buy things and then find out things later, and I don't want my buyers to do that. I want them to know everything ahead of time. And so a lot of times it's interesting when people are like, wait a minute, what? Eagle? Who's that? So it's just helping connect them, finding the information that they need.
Good. So
I enjoy that part.
Of showing you that. Yeah, I think you're talking to our clients. They definitely benefit from your expertise and all of our expertise with that kind of stuff. So thanks for bringing that to us today. And there's obviously a lot more to that topic, but that's a good broad-based thing. Is if you're working with a realtor, there's a lot to know. So Hayden, what does being the waterfront expert mean to you? You grew up on Crystal Lake, so you're a Crystal Lake man.
Yeah. To me, it means knowing the different lakes and what each one has to offer. Because a lot of people come up here and think all the lakes are created equal, and all the lakes are great in their own ways, but they're not always the best for each individual buyer. So I think about a lot. I like to wakeboard and ski, and that's great for a lake like Crystal Lake, but maybe a lake like Little Platte isn't the lake for that because of the depth and what that has to offer is more of a peaceful setting rather than a lake that you could do the more active sports on.
So some lakes have different features based on what you want to do with it in your family, right?
Yeah.
What else? Do different sides of the lake have different value, or do they give you different amenities, or should you be aware of, are you on the north side of the lake, the west side? Why would I care what side of the lake I'm on?
Yeah, that definitely plays a role. Whether it be the sunsets you want to see, maybe you're an early riser, you want sunrises. All those just kind of depend, and then it may depend on what that side of the lake is like. So some side of the lakes are much weedier and better for fishing. Other sides might have a harder bottom and good for kids and having little ones play in the water. So there's definitely many different factors there.
All right, thanks, Hayden. That's some great valuable information. And Raquel, yours was great too. And most of my job is spent working with sellers to determine value. And on lakes and rivers, it's not all about dollars per square foot, as it might be in a subdivision where your lot's all the same. Different sides of the lake have different value. You can see on certain places on Crystal Lake, the one side is going to create more of a value based on history and sold numbers than another side. They're all great sides, and everybody that lives on whatever side of the lake loves it. But we've got to pay attention to the lakes. I can't do a comparison analysis for somebody and compare Crystal Lake to like Little Platte Lake. Two different lakes, as Hayden was saying, two different groups of concerns of what I can and can't do. So we try to stay within the lake that the subject property is on. So there's a lot more features when it comes to pricing properties, and that's what making sure you have somebody who knows the lakes, who's from the area. All of us spend time on Crystal Lake and other lakes in our boats, and we enjoy that part of it, but we enjoy more helping everybody find the right property and to try to make some lifetime memories, because in the end, it's about those memories our clients are creating with their families and their kids, just like we do with our families and kids on the water. So I know we talked a lot about lakes today, folks, but rivers, ponds, streams, it's all the same stuff, just different concerns that we need to look into. So we've got experience on almost every river and lake in this county and outside this county and farther away. So if we don't, we're going to find out for you. But for sure, reach out to us if you have any questions about lake life. Hope you come up here and join us. And thanks for watching.